Salam, this is Bushra, a colorist and a beginner artist. In this video, you will accompany me on a short journey and see it all, the good and bad, during the process of making this art project. You will see how I deal with a failed art project and make the best out of the experience. It all started after I watched the movie Farha. I got inspired by this scene and I drew my sketch. Then my suffering started. I drew an exact sketch for the character Farha and planned to make the final outcome an older version of her in my own style. So this video was not originally planned to be about failed and successful art projects. It was about me challenging myself to use limited colors for the skin and to create a full background using soft pastels only. In my first trial, I spent 2 days working. Each evening, I would spare 3 hours of my time for this project. And I ended up with a failed project. I was frustrated and, to be honest, I just wanted to give up. Let me share with you some lessons that I learned from my failed project, hoping that it would help you also. Here is the first lesson I learned. Give yourself time to cool up. Don't act on the negative feelings you're having at this moment of failure. After giving so much time and effort, then ending up with a failed project, it's normal to feel anger, sadness, disappointment, frustration. It's also normal if you felt you want to tear this page and just pretend it never happened. But don't do it, please. Give yourself a day, a week, or more, whatever is the time you need to get over the first failed trial. Personally, it took me 2 days. Then I came back, ready for my second round. This time, I came back with a fresh perspective and an open mind. I asked myself the most important question: what went wrong? Well, I figured out the first mistake was that the medium and paper don't work together. In my mind, I had it planned that I'm going to use colored pencils and soft pastels. The problem is my sketch was done on hot pressed watercolor paper, which I discovered later on is not suitable for both mediums I'm planning to work with. The second mistake was that the portrait does not match the main qualities of the original reference. Even if my style is not realistic, the portrait should maintain the same feeling, making it look natural and soft with almost no makeup. So I overdid the face, which made it seem weird to the eye. The second question I asked myself was how to fix those mistakes I identified. Since the first problem was that the medium and paper do not work well together, I could transfer my sketch to a more suitable paper for colored pencils and soft pastels. Or I could just change my medium, give up on soft pastels and colored pencils, and work with something that is best for hot pressed watercolor paper. Of course, I'm not changing my medium. I want to use the same soft pastels and same Prisma colors to see how the outcome should have turned if I have used matching paper type from the very beginning. I ended up transferring my sketch to a Bristol smooth paper. Even though it's not the best, it was available and it works okay with those 2 mediums that I insist on using. The second problem was that the original reference and the final outcome for the portrait does not convey the same feeling. I figured that I should keep my reference near during the whole process, and I also should take short breaks, then look again with a pair of fresh eyes, and I would be actually able to see if there is anything that needs to be retouched. Taking a little break from all of this analysis for why my project failed, I would like to talk to you a little about my inspiration for this art project. Farha movie is a new release on Netflix, and in case you did not watch it, I'm not gonna spoil it for you. I will just read for you the summary that is on the IMDb website. A 14-year-old girl in 1948, Palestine, watches from a locked pantry as catastrophe consumes her home. This art project was inspired by the Farha we see in the beginning of the movie, reading by the water and innocently enjoying her youth. I portray in my own style how Farha would have looked as a grown-up if she did not go through the traumatic experience while she was locked up, and if the Nakba just never happened. I asked myself after finishing my first and second trial for this project, what is a successful art project, and how can I create a successful art project? One could argue about the definition of a successful art project. I personally think my art project is successful in two cases. First, simply if it turns out similar to my initial vision of the final outcome. Second case is my project does not turn the same as planned, but I'm still pleasantly surprised with the outcome. It just sparks joy when I look at it. Two tips that I'm planning to apply on my future art projects. One is to not be random and to plan everything clearly. Second is, I should take a hint. There is actually clear signs and I should know when to stop. Hope that my experience was of a help for you. Thank you very much for spending your precious time with me. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. See you next time.